you're always going to get hate, regardless of what you do in life, whether you're gay or you're straight or you're black or you're white or you're transgender or you're not transgender.
Hey Nick, welcome to the One Question podcast. Firstly, would you like to introduce yourself to the viewers and what is your biggest fear that you've had to overcome so far?
My name is Nicholas. I'm 24 years old, and thank you so much for having me. The biggest fear that I've had to overcome so far is fear of not being accepted by the people that love me
Yeah.
and loving myself.
Have you sort of overcome that, you reckon? Or do you still feel that?
I I feel like I've overcome it. I'm in a amazing place in my life with my family and with the friends that I've surrounded myself with, and just learning to step back and look at an entire situation instead of just running full force into it. I was able to create an amazing relationship with my parents and myself through my transition.
Yeah. Now, on the transition part, when did you know when it was actually time? Like, would you rather have done it earlier or?
There are times where I think that I would have rather done it earlier, but I was very, very scared of losing my family, and I thought that I would lose them. And being that I was able to quote unquote come out at 20 years old, I think it gave us the communication abilities that I wouldn't have been able to have if I was younger. I've known since I was 6, so I think waiting until I felt it was the perfect time, like not the perfect time, but just the time that it was kind of like push came to shove and I was ready to be me. I think if I came out earlier, I would have been uncomfortable.
Yeah. So you waited till it felt right to you.
Yes,
Yeah. Well, are you ready to get to the one big question?
sure.
What's some advice you'd give to anyone that wants to go through transition but is scared of what people will think of them or say?
The one thing that I would say to people is you need to realize that when you wake up in the morning, the first person that's there for you and the last person that's there for you when you put your head on your pillow at night is yourself. And I wake up every morning and I care about, it may sound selfish, but I care about my happiness and then my parents' happiness. And then if I'm in a relationship, my girl, and then my friends. And the people that really do love you and care about you won't care. However, when comes to people coming out, I also think that people should realize that it took me 20 years to be able to say out loud who I am. So expecting your friends and your family members to just be on board with it 100% from the get-go doesn't really happen. You have some parents that are amazing with when their kids come out, but your mother and your father and all your family members and friends, they had an idea of what your life was going to be like
Yeah,
from the second you were born. So just be patient with the people around you, but also don't let people walk all over you.
yeah. So, have you ever been given any negative remarks or negative sort of comments at all? Like, how'd you
Oh
sort of deal
yeah.
with that?
Oh yeah, all the time. I've had people say that God hates me. I had someone, one of the comments on my TikTok, someone said, "I hope when you get surgery, the surgeon messes up and you die on the table."
Jesus, that's harsh.
Um, I I think the thing that helps me overcome it the most is I'm my own worst enemy. So when I get down on myself, I will say things to myself, and I've learned that the only people that matter are my mother and my father and the people that love me and God. And for a very long time, I never went to church because I thought he was going to hate me. And I finally got myself to go to the church that I go to, and the priest was amazing and said, God made you, and you need to be able to love yourself because he always will. And just taking everything that people say negatively with a grain of salt, because some of it comes from ignorance, some of it comes from not knowing things, even when it comes to questions and stuff. Some of it just comes from people not being happy with themselves, so they want to take everyone else around them down. And learning that if you don't support me, I'm still going to be me 100%, and it's not going to change. And all the comments, you're always going to get hate, regardless of what you do in life, whether you're gay or you're straight or you're black or you're white or you're transgender or you're not transgender.